Good morning, dear students. Today we begin with English. Lesson 27 The Dreadful Guest. Let us all open your textbook to page number 62. Once upon a time, the King of Russia decided to hold a grand feast. He invited princes, rich merchants, brave warriors, and all the important people in his kingdom. In this paragraph, the King of Russia decided to hold a grand feast. Grand feast means a large meal for many people on special occasions. He invited the rich merchants, then brave warriors. Warriors means soldiers, and all the important people in his kingdom. Let's move on to the next paragraph. On the night of the feast, the king and his guests sat together at a long table in the banquet hall. They talked and laughed, and everyone was happy. Now, as the guests were invited, they sat on a long table in the banquet hall. Banquet means a large hall where grand feast or celebrations are held. They talked, they had a great laugh, and everyone was happy and enjoying. Suddenly, a huge animal burst into the hall. It was a horrible looking dragon. It was as tall as a tree, as broad as a house, with teeth like spikes and claws like knives. His skin was hard and scaly, and his eyes red. Red hot flames shot forth from his mouth, and black smoke from his nostrils. Now, this dragon was also a very mean creature. He loved to be a spoiled sport and a killjoy. When the feast was going on, suddenly, what happens? A huge animal burst into the hall. Burst means came rushing into the hall. Who was it? It was a horrible looking dragon. It was tall as a tree and broad as a house, with teeth like spikes and claws like knives. Spikes means a narrow, thin shape with sharp pointed at one end. His eyes were red. His skin was hard, and hot flames were coming from his mouth, and black smoke was coming out of his nostrils. Nostrils means from the nasal opening. This dragon loved to be a spoiled sport. Spoiled sport means a person who spoils other sports. And a killjoy. Killjoy means a person who likes to interfere in other sports. He walked straight to the head of the table and pushed himself between the king and the queen. Everyone stopped talking. Everyone was scared. Well, not everyone. The brave warrior Ivan was not afraid of dragons. What a rude, impolite creature you are, he said angrily. As the dragon walked, he moved straight towards the table and sat between the king and the queen. Now everyone stopped talking. Why? Because everyone was scared. But not all. There was one person who was not scared. He was the brave warrior named Ivan. Warrior means soldier. He was not scared of the dragon. In anger, Ivan said, "How rude and impolite creature you are!" Just then the servants brought in the food and set the platters on the table. But before they had a chance to serve the food to the king and the queen and the guests, the dragon began to gobble up everything. The king and the queen did not know what to do. Nobody could stop the dragon, but Ivan spoke up again. "Nobody has ever taught you any manners, I can see," he said. "I hope you choke on the food you are gobbling up so greedily." Now it was time for food. So the servants brought the food and started to set the platters on the table. Platters means plates or dishes. But before they could get a chance to serve the food, who came? The dragon. The dragon, what did he do? He started to gobble up everything. Gobble up means eat the food fast. The king and the queen did not know what to do now. Could they stop the dragon there? No, not at all. Then what happened? Ivan, he spoke up again. He's telling the dragon, "Nobody taught you any manners? I can see that. Hope that food chokes up, that you're gobbling it greedily, eating up greedily. Hope it chokes up in your throat." Now this was more than the dragon could stand. He puffed out fire and sprang to his feet. "I dare you to come out and fight with me, Ivan," he roared. "Are you ready?" "Of course," said Ivan. "What have you done, Ivan?" said the king. "Let's put up with the dragon for some more time. You cannot fight a dragon. It will burn and kill you in no time." What happened? The dragon got angry. He could not stand what Ivan was telling him. He puffed out fire and sprang on his feet and said to Ivan, "I dare you that you come and fight along with me. Are you ready to fight with me?" What Ivan said? "Of course, yes, I am ready." Then the king said, "Ivan, what have you done? Let's put up with this dragon for some more time." Put up means let's adjust with the dragon. You cannot fight with him. He is so huge. He will burn and kill you in no time. "Please move away," said the king. But Ivan was not afraid. He knew that the dragon was dreadful. Dreadful means extremely bad, but not intelligent. He was sure he could find a way of killing the dragon. He was sure means he knew that we can kill the dragon. Everyone walked out to the palace courtyard. Courtyard means an unroofed area. The dragon and the brave warrior faced each other. Faced each other means they were standing in front of each other. The dragon smiled a very mean and wicked smile. "Now, how shall I kill you, you silly fool?" he asked Ivan. "Shall I burn you to death? Shall I smother you with fumes? Or better still, shall I tear you up with my knife claws? Or shall I eat you up with my spiked teeth? Everyone was in the courtyard. The dragon smiled at Ivan, and what he said, shall I kill you? How shall I kill you? Shall I burn you with my fumes? Or shall I kill you with my knife claws? Or shall I eat you up with my spiked teeth? In the meanwhile, however, the clever Ivan had thought of a way of tricking the wicked creature. Wicked creature? Who's the wicked creature here? The dragon. Wicked means evil or bad. He folded his arms on his chest and said in a clear voice, "Now, look here, dragon. When you dare me to fight you, I agreed readily. I thought it would be a fight between just the two of us." Ivan was very clever. He thought of a way of tricking the dragon there. He holded his arm on the chest and said in clear voice. Ivan was very clear, and what he said, that when you told me that we have to fight, I agreed. I said yes, we will fight. And what Ivan said, that I thought that the fight was between only you and me. But then he pointed behind the dragon. "Why have you brought a whole army to help you fight?" Ivan was so clever. He thought of tricking him in such a way that he just pointed a finger behind the dragon, and he's telling him that only we two were going to fight. Then why have you brought the whole army? The dragon was as stupid as Ivan thought him to be. He turned his head to see what Ivan was pointing at. Quick as a flash of lightning, Ivan drew his sword and cut off the dragon's head. "There," he said, "we won't have to put up with this dreadful guest ever again." Ivan knew that the dragon is stupid. As soon as the dragon turned his head to see who's come along with him to fight, what did Ivan do? Ivan drew means removed the sword and cut off the dragon's head. And what he said? Yes, there won't be any dreadful guest coming up again for the feast. That's all for today. Thank you.